with your co-host Sam.
Yeah, it's that thing. It's the Wonderful Projector podcast. Welcome everybody. Let's just jump right into our segment. Recommended reading.
Right. I played Resident Evil 7.
Yeah. You've been saying about this. I've been meaning to get onto it, but like many of these things, it's one of those games that I'll get to after the list of other games that I need to get through. But how is that?
Really, really good. Honestly, it's great. It's a real return to form.
Yeah. Because have you been playing the Resident Evil games up to this point?
Pretty much. Yeah, I've played all the main titles, and there's just some side ones, and one kind of main title that I haven't played, and that's about it, really. Yeah,
it's one of those series where it's sort of like Metal Gear. It's like, oh yeah, it's definitely something I need to get into.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel about like the series as it's gone up till now? Because the way I hear it is basically that it's good up till 4. 4's a big change of pace, and then 5 and 6 are a bit like way action heavy.
It kind of changes every 3 or so games.
I see.
Yeah, 1 to 3 is zombies, and then 4 it's Las Plagas, and it's the sort of smart zombies that are under parasitic control.
Right.
So like it's kind of like almost a hive mind.
Mm-hmm. And then 7's. Do you think 7's like a new start then?
Yes, 7 is something different. Like it does something different with what they do with the infection.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people compared it to Outlast and like the whole first-person horror game trend that's been going on for the last couple of years. How do you think it compares to that?
It's a really nice mishmash of lots of different things. Obviously, aesthetically, it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
There's a lot of people saying that because obviously like the family and being trapped in a house and everything in there.
And there's got some Outlast, a little bit of Blair Witch Project. There's some Fear in there, you know that game Fear?
I've heard that.
And it's got Fear as well. What else has it got? It's got some other little bits and pieces just thrown in there. It's like they really looked at just a whole bunch of like great horror films, and like mechanically it's got like sort of a feel of bits of Outlast, bits of Alien Isolation, and other like good things to look at.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask, like, when is it set in the universe, like, or is it like just completely disconnected?
I believe it's set a couple years after Resident Evil 6, which was...
Okay, so it is like chronological, because I for some reason I got this idea in my head, maybe because of VHSs and everything, just that
it's kind of weird.
Set in the past, or that it's like it's meant to be a full-on sequel, or just like tangential, like they've been going for some of the sequels.
Yeah, with the VHSs, I think it I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of a video gamey sort of thing that sort of brings you out of it, but it was like kind of the aesthetic they were going for. With grimy VHS.
Yeah, DVDs aren't really scary, are they?
Yeah, there was just
haunted Blu-ray.
There's no haunted VHSs. You use them to like put stuff together, and there's like a couple that are like relevant to the plot. It's pretty cool. I like the DLC is called band footage.
Clever.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's a neat little thing there.
Yeah, so basically what happens is you get a message from your wife. She's doing this job. She's like and her job entails her going away for a while. And she's like, "Oh, Ethan, I miss you. I'll be back soon." All that sort of standard sort of stuff. And then you get a message years later from her because she disappeared.
I see.
Yeah, so. And like 3 years later, she's like, "If you ever find this message, don't come looking for me."
Yeah, because that works.
Things went so bad. Do not come looking for me.
One of these days, there's going to be a story like that where someone sends a message and then like it picks up a few years later. It's like, why didn't you go there? It's like, because they fucking told me not to go. Because why would that never works. Like that's basically a big sign of just like, come get me, arsehole.
Yeah, it's your classic setup. So yeah, she tells him not to like try looking for her, but Ethan, her boyfriend, thinks, I've got to. It's kind of my girlfriend or wife.
And then he goes to Murder House, right?
Yeah, he tracks it down to a backwater place in Louisiana. And from
I'd like to know what isn't backwater in Louisiana. like what counts
front water.
Yeah, what counts as upmarket in Louisiana?
I don't know, like wherever alligators live. I feel like they're the parts that are the most civilized. They're just doing their thing.
Well, like the alligators are police. I feel like they'd shoot less black people.
They'd eat less black people. Too.
Yeah, they're very egalitarian about it.
Yeah. So yeah, you go to this house that apparently has some leads on what might have happened to her, and then inevitably you get caught by the Baker family, who's this family of psychopaths,
and then get trapped in there.
And you get stuck in this big house, and it's very classic Resident Evil because you have this one place that you stick with for quite some time, and you learn all the ins and outs.
Yeah, I wish more games did that. Where it's I mean, I've been playing Breath of the Wild now. It's great having a big world like that, but it is nice, this idea of just like a very contained world. I was watching this interview a while back from the developers of Deus Ex that said they wanted like to set a whole game just in like one block.
Yeah, I remember that.
And just like have it be the most detailed city block in like the history of gaming, and just like have everything be so detailed and focused. Like
they tried some of those ideas with it, where I think I remember hearing that same interview. They talk about how a character mentions 51st Street, but there's no like pointer. You see naturally on like the street it says the 51st house, that sort of thing.
That's real clever.
I kind of want to see what they do with that. But it would definitely be an indie game.
Big money ain't going that far.
no. It's I do really miss those kinds of games. That's why Dark Souls is like so satisfying, because it's like shortcut pornography where like it's like, oh my god, this loops back around.
It is nice in games when it doesn't need to tell you that, because the maps structured that way.
Because backtracking, if you make a good level, backtracking isn't bad. I really don't like this whole idea that backtracking is always bad.
Well, I think it's also because games have gotten so afraid of any kind of linearity, because to where it has to be this big open world, and like with that kind of comes the idea of like it's not that they're not hiding secrets anymore. It's more just like everything's just out on the map pretty much.
Anyway, I'm gonna say this now. The story, it's actually brilliantly written.
Oh wow!
Written. It's not like, oh, that was pretty good for like schlock. It's like actually it has loads of great twists and turns, and it takes it kind of throws you off one point.
Yeah, that's one thing I think a lot of those horror games they kind of struggle with a little bit, or just it's not their focus. Where Outlast and stuff, it kind of like it gets the job done. It's spooky shit and all that, but it's like tapping on a lot of the same kind of Lovecraftian notes that
Shinji Mikami was always a game designer first, storyteller second.
And
like he didn't hide that. He was he was quite proud of it. But this one, it's genuinely well written, and you know how I said it's got elements of fear in it? That's not a coincidence, because for the first time they have an American writer working with a Japanese team, and he was the guy who wrote the first Fear. And you can see parallels both visually, and there's some narrative beats that are very similar.
Glad that works, because a lot of the time American influences in a Japanese studio is a recipe for just disaster.
And do you know what else he wrote?
What?
Spec Ops: The Line.
Oh right,
that darling.
People really like that. So that makes sense.
He honestly takes it in a really interesting direction, and I just can't recommend it enough. It's this sweet balance of having functioning action that doesn't suck, but not having it just balls to the wall like Resident Evil 6 was.
Very, very interesting change of pace. I'm interested to see where they go with that for the next couple of games, if it's the same sort of thing where they keep it going for like one or two more games.
I'd like to see what they do with it. The one of the top creative people on there said he liked the idea of making a new Dino Crisis, which I'm super happy about.
I saw you posting about that. That's an interesting idea.
The guys who made Dead Rising 4 didn't want to do Dino Crisis reboot, so I'm super happy about that.
Yeah, that's a bullet dodged. I rewatched Crobat's video on that again, of Dead Rising, and just like, oh yeah, we care so much. Frank's back, you guys. We're going back to our roots.
Fuck off. Yeah, there's I watched an hour and 40-minute breakdown of how everything they said was a complete trash lie.
Yeah, there's a lot that went wrong with that. Again,
I feel like they were a hired gun.
Maybe I also feel like they got told a lot of different ideas of what people wanted and like what people were annoyed with, because I feel like they seem very honest in those interviews, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like they just misunderstood what the appeal was of those games.
Yeah,
and like
they did.
And that happens very much a lot with, you know, Japanese games, because Japanese games, especially in the West, are a niche market.
Yeah.
And the people who like them really like them, but a lot of the stuff that's in there can seem weird and obtuse, like the whole time limit thing in Dead Rising.
Yeah, they thought the appeal of Dead Rising was killing zombies with crazy items, and that was just one piece of a much bigger puzzle.
Yeah, so, and you know, if a bad American developer had gotten hold of Resident Evil
Or Dino Crisis,
yeah.
they would have killed that franchise in one game.
Yeah,
they would have Duke Nukem forever'd it.
Oh yeah, if it ever came out, that's because that's
yeah.
the other thing of it just causing so much trouble.
Yeah, so the Baker family in Resident Evil 7 leaves such a great impression on you.
Oh, good, yeah.
Like they're really memorable.
Yeah, the only thing I've really seen of them is the boss fight in the garage with the car.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
great.
spoil anything for the people listening, but but it's kind of funny just because how long it goes on, and like the ramping up that it goes each way. But it's pretty, like, it's kind of a funny, terrifying kind of thing. Like,
yeah, because they take some because it's a psychopath family. Who
seem to be somewhat immortal.
Yes, they do have a level of what's the word? Dark humor to it. Like the father, Jack Baker, he's got this like really dark sense of humor to him that comes through every now and then. Because there's one bit where it's where they take a bit of Evil Dead inspiration.
All right.
I
think another one you're talking about. That.
Yeah. He gets two chainsaws that have been grafted together to make chainsaw scissors, and he pulls them out and goes, groovy, and your character just goes, no, that is not groovy. And like when you like try to fight back, he's really hyped about that idea, because it's like, yes, an actual fight. Let's make, like, he likes it. You're making it interesting if you grab a chainsaw as well.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of thing where it's, yeah, like I said, it's that mix of that's kind of funny and interesting in the moment, but then you think about it for a second, it's like, oh wow, that's actually really fucking terrifying in like if you're facing that down.
Yeah, and you're in a really, really small enclosed space. And he's wicked fast.
Yeah.
So like he can really like walk behind you quickly, and they're very memorable, and the story does a great job of wrapping things up but leaving just enough like hanging to where you're still satisfied, but you know it's going off for a sequel, right? Building off of those threads.
Okay, so would it be the same character, main character at least?
I don't know if it'd be the same main character, but there's a character who he does what he needs to do,
right? And
then he leaves, and some people are like, oh, that's kind of weird. I thought we were gonna like deal with him.
He might be the main one for the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but really recommendable.
Yeah, very, very good.
Yeah.
Obviously the only thing I've been playing or watching at all is Zelda Breath of the Wild since I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Switch on launch. I had to, and I'm really happy with it. I think it is worth it.
Nice.
Were you thinking of getting it up for the Wii U at any point? Because you still got that.
Breath of the Wild. I've got a lot on my plate right
now.
We'll see how things go. Because I've already started my second playthrough of Resident Evil.
Right, I see. So yeah. I mean, it's the same sort of thing with me. It's like, I'll get to Resident Evil. It's on the list, okay? But it's a bit of a list. But Breath of the Wild. It's I've poured so many hours into that game, and like I've only like halfway through on the main quest.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, it's like I've just been going around the world exploring. One thing I love about it is that there's so many times where you'll walk into a scene and like it doesn't feel like it's like you're walking into a cutscene or anything. You can avoid it if you want, but you're basically walking in on these little tableaus and stories that are going on, and you then just interact with it, and it feels very natural. And there's lots of like little secrets just hidden around the world where it's like you stumble onto it, and suddenly you've got a whole quest line there, or just like a whole load of, or you've met characters who, like, at one point I went to a stable on one on a side of the map that I hadn't been to before, and there's this guy who I met on the other side of the map just there, who's saying, "Hey, remember me? You helped me out with this thing," and it's
wow.
and it all feels very natural. I love all of that. Like even when you're just on the starter area, the plateau, it's all very, it feels like a natural progression of the story, and there's so many different ways to deal with certain issues. Like I found out after I brute forced my way up the snowy mountain that was taking health off of me like literally every second because it was so cold.
Oh no.
I was just refueling with loads. I just stocked up on food, but I found out that there was a quest line you could have done to get warm clothing for that part. But like, there's not only is that one way to do it, you can also cook up a potion that can actually make you cold resistant.
It gives you really hot blood.
Yeah, it gives you really hot blood for a bit. But yeah, there's loads of like different, or you could literally light a torch, and like that's something that the game doesn't tell you any of these methods, but like there's loads of different ways to go about it, and that's really interesting. I will say some of those environmental things can fuck off.
Yeah,
they're real bad.
I remember you saying
they're real bad.
Rain is literally raining on your parade.
Rain can fuck off and is never fun. I don't know why they have it in there. It's been such a problem. Like, there's a whole section of the game where you can't climb up the side of any mountains because it's constantly raining in this one area.
Do you need to get some kind of like no rain god to help you out?
You eventually find out that you can, if you do a certain quest line, you get a set of armor that lets you swim, literally go up waterfalls.
Okay.
Yeah, you swim up waterfalls, and that's how you get up the side of the mountain.
No, I'm imagining it's the mountain hasn't got a waterfall, so I'm imagining Link sort of dragging up hard wet rock.
Yeah, no, it's
in a big yellow parka jacket.
No, it's way better. He literally does a flipper motion like he's a dolphin going up.
Yes,
going up.
Game of the year.
Yes, it's so good. And there's other sections where you get like I've showed you the Birdman costume, bird person costume.
Yeah.
And,
gives you the ability to have a difficult mating season.
Yeah, it gives you the ability to wait for season 3 and be depressed. Rick and Morty. And there's also a mission that I haven't gotten to, but you also get to dress up as a pretty lady, and people compliment you on being very attractive.
This is good.
Which Link approves of. So if you want to read Link that way, then yeah, you can totally see it that way.
Silently approves.
Yeah. Link is a sexually and genderly interesting character. He's fucking a fish lady. Just putting that out there for people.
Don't judge.
They don't go on it much, but yeah, his girlfriend from 100 years ago. It ain't Zelda. It's fish lady. So
I was saying to you earlier, that's such a. Okay, fine, but that's such an odd turn. Like you said, oh yeah, Zelda's. Link's finally in a relationship. Oh really? Yeah, he's with the fish lady.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a fish lady that no one's talked about before this, and like yeah. So and then her ghost gives you powers.
Wow, what a wild ride!
Yeah, she
fucks a fish lady, and then her ghost shows up and gives him superpowers.
Yeah, basically.
So how's the story?
The story's pretty good so far. Yeah. I'd say it's a really interesting kind of world where technology is all fucked, and obviously this is real sense that you're living on the ruins of an ancient civilization.
Yeah, I heard it does a good job of, because normally with open world games, timing gets like kind of fucked when like you've got this big looming threat that's going to destroy the land, but you've just got so many side objectives to do. Apparently, it has a good reason for why you can take a bit more time.
So it's a small spoiler, but basically Zelda has been fighting Ganon for 100 years.
Yeah.
And it's basically suggested that she can handle it for a little more.
Yeah.
Like, they don't say that, but like... But
Zelda needs to swing in at some... wow.
Yeah.
Amateur mistake. Link needs to swing in at some point and stop it.
Yeah, at some point, but they do say, basically, look, you've been dead for 100 years, rest up. Actually get your power. Don't fucking run at the castle, because you will be absolutely... You will have your shit pushed in.
I've been doing this 100 years non-stop, and I'm getting wrecked. Imagine what it's going to be like for you when you've been dead for the same amount of time I've been fighting him. Yeah,
so the best idea is basically to find the divine beasts, which are giant robots that helped you 100 years ago.
Oh, those big crawly things?
No. Those are the guardians. no, the divine beasts are literally a giant salamander, a giant giraffe.
I saw that. Yeah,
a giant bird and a giant. What was the other one? Elephant.
Ah, cool. So
Yeah.
you got to fight the Colossus.
Yeah, you literally, and they're basically, they've got puzzles inside them that you have to solve, and then you fight a giant Ganon creature. I'd say pretty much the way to beat all of them so far that I've found is stock up on bomb arrows. Bomb arrows solve every problem.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Bomb arrow, like the only one that it didn't work on was the one where you're fighting in a literal volcano and your bomb arrows explode when you pull them out, which makes sense.
No.
But other than that, bomb arrows are literally the only thing you need.
Okay, so we need to
Yeah.
show up to Zelda with bomb arrows.
Yes, all bomb arrows all the time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but it's a good game. It's really fun. It's I'm glad that I've invested in a Switch. Nintendo, please don't leave me out in the wind here. I want more games.
Yeah.
Don't give me another Wii U. I want this to actually be really successful.
Yeah, I will grab one of those at some point. Maybe when they bring out a new iteration, or when it's
Yeah, I will say, the hardware I can understand people being a little skeptical about, because it feels a little first runny, you know.
Yeah.
It feels like not so much that they'll bring out one that's like a PS4 Pro type of thing. I'm thinking they'll more like the second run of them will have less of the problems that people have been talking about. Like there's been a few software glitches. The hardware dock is apparently scratching people's screens. I don't know how much of a problem that is. I haven't encountered it, but it seems like one of those problems that they could have fixed with just like a bit of padding.
Yeah.
You know, the dock is pretty flimsy, but overall it's I think if in a year or so those things they'll be cheaper and definitely worth getting.
What's the like the interface and the shop and all that like?
Really good, really clean. I don't know if this is because I feel like the PS4 and the Xbox One are a bit of a clusterfuck on the interface.
I feel like the PS4's interface is fine.
It's all right, but the Nintendo one is so sparse. It feels refreshing just because it's so focused on games.
Yeah.
The one thing I think is weird though is the eShop is you have to put in your password every time you enter.
Well, that's it. That's no.
Yeah, and like if you're docked into a TV and if you've got anyone near you, obviously they can see you putting in your password. You can't enter the eStore without entering your password, which seems.
Oh no, they're gonna get all my Nintendo codes.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things that seems like what I don't know why you did that. Like you could have just done that for purchases or like unlocking certain content, but it's strange. It's Nintendo.
Bring it to your party and
show off all your friends. Like
show up all your friends at the party when you play 1-2 Switch, and also show them your credit card info.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but I mean, there's not that many games on the eShop, so it's obviously there's maybe when there's more games it'll get a little more crowded, but right now it's all very clean and it works very well. I think it's what it should be, really. It's and it feels like very inspired by portable software because it's like all very intuitive. So
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, definitely pick it up when it's a little cheaper or a little more refined. But it's I'm happy with my purchase.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, was there any other things you want to talk about and recommended reading before we jump onto the news?
I could probably talk about the Prince of Egypt really quick.
Yeah, sure. You said that you watched the Prince of Egypt. How did you enjoy that?
That was really good.
Yeah, isn't it though?
Yeah.
Had you not seen that before?
No, I'd never have.
Oh wow, it's a good one.
Yeah, and like
before DreamWorks went
DreamWorks.
Yeah,
they went in DreamWorks themselves.
Yeah, before the eyebrow went a few inches too high.
Yeah, I mean they had a couple DreamWorks faces before then, but they hadn't set a precedent. And I believe. Was it the Prince of Egypt's promotional material did not feature?
It didn't feature the DreamWorks face. I know.
No,
it's
not.
I think it would be quite a problem. Yeah, quite a problem for the Bible people to be like, he's helping the Jews get out of Egypt. Raise eyebrow. He's got a smug face about it. He's gonna show him what for with the power of God.
Oh, that Moses! He's a real smart aleck character.
Yeah, he's a real trouble mite.
But yeah, that's Hearing like Bible stories when you're a kid, you're like, oh yeah, he parted the seas. You think like, oh yeah, whatever, he parted the seas. But then there's a lot of stuff in there that really has not just like from visuals, but from storytelling alone. Like, yeah, that would be really dramatic if that happened.
Oh yeah, but not just like the visuals and stuff, but like that story of like, I don't know why more Bible stories don't go for like the raw emotions like that are involved in that.
Yeah, they go for more spectacle now.
Yeah, they go for the spectacle, and they go for like the morality tale side of it. That's the most boring shit in the Bible. Like the fact that these two were brothers, like the Moses is like and Ramses are brothers who like have to fight over the fate of a kingdom is like real emotional human stuff. That's like, forget like whether any of the like the religious stuff is actually true or not.
It's just a good story.
It's a good story, yeah.
I like how he went from being of royalty, and then he starts from the bottom goes to the bottom,
and now he's here.
Yeah, he goes to the bottom, and then he has to basically fight an impossible battle. It's really cool. And
I especially like the charlatan priests on the
those
Steve Martin and Martin Short,
Biggie and Smalls.
Biggie and Smalls. I just like their the whole act of just fucking with things and like, oh yeah, we got this. Fuck this guy.
Oh yeah, he turned it into the blood of children.
Look, see,
we got red berries in water.
Yeah, we got red stuff too. Fuck you, Moses. Look at that. See, who's got the big dick of religion right here?
Yeah, I mean, I won't really go into the story, because if you know the story of Moses, you know the film. But it's how it's handled. It's such a good adaptation of it.
Yeah, I wish DreamWorks did more big dramatic stuff, and maybe some adaptations. Yeah, because like I feel like that they had a real talent for that sort of thing.
Yeah, they had like this sort of span of animated films in the early 2000s.
Was El Dorado then?
Yes, that was.
Yeah, Road to El Dorado. Yeah,
they did. I believe they did Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat as well.
They might have.
Yeah, they did that. El Dorado,
and then they started sitting
everywhere.
Yeah,
ironically.
Yeah.
Oh god, they did another one. Spirit.
Spirit.
That was supposed to be very good, and they just had.
And then Ants.
Sinbad.
Sinbad. Yeah,
I need to watch that one next.
Yeah. And then Ants.
Yeah,
that's how you get ants.
This is how we get ants, people.
Yeah.
With a Z.
Yes.
But yeah, they just had this like really quality like line of 2D animated films, and now nothing.
Yeah.
I know we missed Disney's 2D stuff. I miss theirs. They had some really nice art direction, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, we ain't seeing that again.
Oh, remember Patrick Stewart in that?
Oh, in Ants? No.
No.
I was trying.
No.
I'm Patrick Stewart. I'm an ant.
No, I was more talking in The Prince of Egypt.
Oh yeah. He's the pharaoh. Yeah,
and he has that fucking amazing line where it's like, "Oh, they were only slaves," and it spawned that amazing gif where he walks back with that horrified look, shaking his head. It was a fucked time.
DreamWorks. We miss you. Come back.
Yeah, I am quite sick of.
Is Boss
DreamWorks.
Baby them?
Yes.
Yeah, Boss Baby.
Was it even a question?
I don't know. The DreamWorks space has spread. A lot of Blue Sky shit does it now. A lot
Blue Sky doesn't have the raw talent to be that mediocre. I don't know.
Yeah.
It takes like a talent to be this crushingly mediocre all the time.
Yeah. So from literal biblical storytelling to Boss Baby.
Yeah.
Where did we all go wrong?
I don't fucking know. They've kind of been up and down all over the place. Like they'd make a kind of film like Over the Hedge, but then they'd like knock it out the park with a Megamind or Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. They've got some good ones in there.
Yeah, they got some great ones.
Even now they've got good ones every now and then. And then Shrek 5.
The Shrekening.
Yeah, we're still going.
Shrek 5, Furious. I don't know.
Shrek the 5 and the Furious.
Yes.
Yeah, we need it. Oh man, what if it goes back and time travels and reboots it like the X-Men franchise?
Mm-hmm.
You have a very concerned look on your face right now.
Mm-hmm.
James McAvoy is
Shrek.
I was gonna say the princess, but yeah, whatever.
No, James McAvoy is Shrek. James McAvoy is everyone.
As the donkey.
Ew. Ew, no.
Michael Fassbender as Farquaad.
You know what? I could see that.
Yeah, you can see it, right?
Just superimpose his head on that tiny fucked body.
Yeah, just keep the head the same size. Same Michael Fassbender head, tiny body.
Michael Headbender.
Yeah.
But yeah, but recommendable film. Go out and watch it. I'm gonna check out the other.
What, our version of Shrek?
Yeah, and Prince of Egypt too,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, if you want, fucking... If you're into that sort of thing.
Good story and characters.
Gross, get out of it.
It's all about Shrek McAvoy.
Yeah, it's
James
all,
Shrekavoy.
It's all about bobblehead Michael Fassbender Farquaad.
Just imagine painting him green and giving him his weird little ears, like with his shaved.
McAvoy would do it too.
Yeah, he'd do it for the art.
Yeah,
that's one of his personalities in Split.
Yes, I can.
What are you doing in my swamp? His captive girls are just horrified at Shrek.
We should probably get onto the news.
Yeah, let's get in.
Not that much news today, but the main things I've written down are young Sheldon, Jeff Goldblum, and Wonder Woman.
That's all we need, baby.
Now that we understand what those are, but let's break it down for one.
Let's break it down.
So, for some reason, I presume extremely high executive has decided, you know what, we need a Big Bang Theory origin story.
Bazinga Origins.
Zimbabwe. Okay, so Sheldon's origin story. I don't know why. I don't get where this is like.
Because he's the most popular character.
Yeah, but it's not going to be the same actor. It's like, so what are they going to bring to it? Because like his main characteristic is that
he's a dick to his friends.
Yeah, I guess.
And now he won't have friends. He'll be going through his awkward high school years.
Yeah, and he's meant to, I guess, have Asperger's or some form of autism. I
believe he's a high
functioning autistic. So this is going to be real awkward,
and it's his teenager years. That's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, because. I mean, at least...
Hello! I've been locked in this locker. Fellow students, let me out! Oh, isn't that funny?
Yeah, I mean, because at least with Big Bang Theory, he's got a little bit of power to where it negates that. Too much power in the end. He's just a complete cunt. But, but in high school, it's just going to be watching an autistic kid get picked on. I mean, maybe...
Jesus.
Maybe if he's as big a cunt as he is in the present, then it will feel vindicated, but...
Maybe there'll be a scene at the opening theme where it's like, you don't have Asperger's, you're just a complete prick.
Oh, that would be an interesting twist.
Yeah, he's been lying to his friends, exactly. Himself. He's admittedly clever. So he's either fooled himself or he's looked up the exact traits of someone with Asperger's. You're getting me, Bazinga Origins.
We're thinking way too hard about this.
That's Hollywood. Are you there listening? Yeah. Are you listening there, Hollywood?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Take our shit.
Land.
Yes. Take our idea to save Sheldon, and just make him a cunt instead of actually
make him a compelling cunt.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I mean, they could literally do that in Big Bang Theory. I wouldn't fucking watch it. It's bad. It's a bad show. Like
it's the pop figures of nerd comedy.
Oh, it is.
It's mass produced, low quality, but everyone seems to enjoy it. That's cool if you do, but it's still trash.
Yeah. It's literally that, and their eyes are just as soulless as pop figures. I think we're onto something here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh god, now I'm thinking of a Sheldon pop figure.
They exist.
I'm pretty sure it's a voodoo doll that can summon
Sheldon.
Yes, Sheldon. And you just hear a chorus of fake laughing as you summon him.
Ah ha 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 ha.
It's only ever funny with the Tidus laugh.
A choir of Tidus laughs.
Gross.
What are you talking about? It's glorious.
Yeah. Should we just talk about Jeff Goldblum?
Yes.
So what we were talking about here is Thor 3, but we're not. But who cares? Because there's promotional images out for it, and the only one that matters is Jeff Goldblum with his purple little purple blue little goatee.
Yeah, he looks fabulous.
Yeah. And he's never going to see it because he never watches his own movies.
Yeah, I don't...
I mean, we also presume that he never looks in the mirror.
Because he'll burn into flames.
No. I'm thinking vampire. Like no reflection.
Yeah, probably.
Like that's how he stayed young. That's
I don't know. He's no Keanu Reeves.
No. I know, but like he thinks he's young. I'm
He
imagining.
thinks he's a vampire too.
Yeah. He thinks that seems like the kind of thing Jeff Goldblum would be up for. But
I'm gonna suck your blood.
yeah, yes, blood.
Yes.
That's what I meant to say.
That's what I'm gonna suck.
So Jeff Goldblum, yeah, I wish he was Ego the Living Planet. Like
God, I'd pay money for a recut of that film
Not-
just to see that.
Yeah, not as. I mean, they've clearly got Kurt Russell there in human form in the latest trailers. No. Giant Jeff Goldblum head in space.
Eating other
Life
plants.
finds a way. I need that in the movie.
Giant Jeff Goldblum head finds a way.
Yeah. He's just stammering through space. His stammering is a signal that breaks through the vacuum of cold space to call out.
Warns you.
Yeah.
That the Goldblum is near.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. But I mean, he's gonna be. I forget what his character's meant to be. Like he's meant to be another god type character, like so that Thor meets on his travels.
Jeff Goldblum is a god. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, he's one of these cosmic beings.
Yeah.
Seems about right. But I mean, in terms of Thor's little redesign there, what do you think of that?
It's good. Like they had a really solid design that they kept with, and I was totally fine with. But I liked that they switched it up a bit.
Yeah, it's a real change, and it's real drastic because
Yeah.
We've gotten so used to Thor just naturally having long hair, and now he's now he looks like Chris Hemsworth stewing for a fight.
Yeah.
Which is always how I see Chris Hemsworth.
That's how he always is.
Him and the Hemsworth brothers get into a lot of bar fights in Australia.
This is good.
I mean, that's what you'd expect, right?
From gods, yes.
Yes, from gods. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting he doesn't have his hammer around.
Yeah, that he's lost its. He's no longer worthy. Which
Yeah,
would
I'm not-
explain why he's lost the armor, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know what the rules on it are because obviously Odin's trapped on Earth for a little bit.
Yeah.
So supposedly Thor's gonna go to Earth, find Odin. We don't know when that happens in the movie because a lot of it he's going to be in space. He's going to be fighting with the Hulk, who's a gladiator at some point.
Yeah.
He's trapped on a planet. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he's lost his hammer for the whole movie or parts of the movie. Because there's also promotional art from Infinity War where he doesn't have the hammer. Like he's got his armor back and he looks like normal Thor, but he's not got his original hammer. And like some people are saying, oh, has he got maybe one of those swords that he's using now, and that's his new main weapon?
Who knows? He could just have a hammer because it's what he's used to using as a weapon.
Maybe. It's they're saying that like the new weapon looks like. It looks like it's because the promotional art they've got is basically it shows the handle of some weapon, but it's not the hammer it's not Mjolnir.
Yeah.
So that's I can see that being pretty interesting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marvel's doing everything all right. Wonder Woman though,
Still don't care.
yeah.
They've managed to just really, no matter how good the trailer is, we've got this guy coming on to work on it. I don't care.
Yeah, so
You've burned me far too much.
Yeah, so the Wonder Woman trailer. I mean, initial reactions because you've only just seen it. Like,
Yeah.
What did you think of that trailer overall?
Overall, it looks like I've seen the first half of the film from that trailer.
Yeah, that was one thing that I mean, the previous trailers, DC's trailer house, whoever they use, are really, really good at.
Yeah.
And just like the previous trailers didn't give away too much. I felt like they would. It was a good montage of everything.
Yeah.
This one just felt like. And here's her at the beginning of the film as a kid, and here's her getting the sword, and here's her leaving, and here's her in World War One, and here's a little bit of climax, and
Yeah.
there's a mystery about what her power is. What is it? She's probably Ares' daughter or Zeus's daughter, and that's going to be the big "I am your father" moment. Like
We just took the bit from the 52 comics. Give us money.
yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be Zeus as her dad, or if it's Ares, because Ares is meant to be the main villain, like the god of war, and it would be kind of interesting if he was the main both the main villain and her dad to explain her power. Like that's been a theory that's floated around.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just kind of worried the film is just gonna like turn out as sort of Thor 1 and DC is going to be like, this was a real triumph, and I'm going to be like, in this day and age, not really.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, right? It can't just be good. It can't just be Marvel's, C-grade stuff like Ant-Man or whatever. It has to, like, hit it out the fucking park or no one's gonna care. And it's just not gonna... I mean, I'm also a little worried about Gal Gadot, because, like, none of these trailers really show her acting at all. Like, there's very small snippets. I've not seen her, emote or anything.
Playing off of any other characters that much.
She's been, I guess, snarky. I'm really unsure about that though. Like,
it's to the minimum, really.
Yeah, she's like, oh no, how am I supposed to fight in this dress? And it's like, she doesn't quite fit in. She doesn't really have chemistry with any of the characters. I know these are trailers, but like, they showed some pretty big chunks of scenes there, and I didn't feel like any of it was very compelling.
You got way more sense of, like, say what you want, but you got at least an idea of the character in, say, a Batman vs Superman trailer.
Yeah, even more. Yeah,
we got to bring the war to them. They could kill us. We'll kill them first.
Yeah,
that was his character. He was Dick Cheney.
yeah, he was. But yeah, Wonder Woman. I mean, like, she's. We don't really know what her character's meant to be at this point, but like, even Chris Pine, who is Chris Pine, I remind you, feels like more of a person in these trailers.
And as we all know, he's not a real person in real life.
No, I know. In real life, he's very clearly a robot made of pine.
Yeah.
So it's very concerning for Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot, and I keep hearing it both ways. But Gal, best Gal.
Gal Dot.
Yeah. Whatever she's doing, we'll have to wait, I guess, to see the whole movie. It's one of those things where I don't want to say they needed to put jokes in there, but I feel like they needed to put more character moments for it to feel like that they had something more there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we're just negative on DC at this point because
they've earned it.
Maybe because they've earned it. I'm still not gonna pay to go see it, but I've got
you got a gift card.
Lined up. Yeah, I've got a gift card, which is the main thing that is getting me to see these DC movies. I wonder if I'll get my money back for this one as well. Like,
life finds a way.
Oh yeah, indeed it does. So speaking of life finding a way, should we move on to our review for Donkey Kong Skull Country?
Yeah, we could review a Donkey Kong. No, wait, weren't we going to talk about Logorino first?
Oh yeah. Let's do Logan first. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Let's get that one out of the way before we get to the more relevant.
Because Logan, I think it's pretty simple stuff. It's good.
Yeah, I really liked it.
It's a solid, good movie. Yeah, it's and with the X-Men films, that's something. So
well, I don't know about just like solid good. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. It's I mean, certainly the best of the Wolverine films, and probably at least top 3 X-Men films. If not the best. I mean, how did you feel about the previous X-Men films? Like, do you have any favourites out of it, or do you...
I watched X-Men 1, which was it was definitely great for its time. It's aged quite a bit.
It has, yeah.
Except for that scene.
Except for Spinny flip round the Statue of Liberty. That is the only scene that matters.
That scene is aging like phenomenally well.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, not the effects. The effects are fucking amazingly bad.
Yes. Oh no, but that is first Shrek meme territory right there.
Yes. I believe I watched X2 once years ago. Yeah. I can't remember.
X-Men 2, X2, X-Men United.
Yeah, the film with many names.
Yeah.
I'd never watched 3.
You've never watched 3?
No.
Oh wow, you've avoided the Ratner's take on it.
Brett Ratner?
Yeah, Brett Ratner directed it.
Oh no.
The Rat.
That's probably why then.
I think I mean personally I think it gets a little more hate than it deserves.
Yeah, I've heard.
But yeah, it's
overall I haven't bothered with that franchise because it's...
Have you not watched Wolverine X-Men Origins then?
No.
Oh, you haven't...
I know what happens to Deadpool, and I know that the Blob is just an incredibly fat guy who can somehow walk.
Yeah. I like how you said like that's his power.
Well, it'd have to be a superpower. You saw how big he was. He's like a half-ton man.
That's his power, is like Blob, the amazing walking man who's incredibly obese.
You would have to have a lot of strength to hold up that kind of weight.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I still need to properly watch the rest of the first ass, first class. That's
I think that's still. It's a bit biased on my part. I think it's not as good a movie as Logan, but I enjoy it a bit more because it's more like the fun X-Men movie that we never got from Brett Ratner or Bryan Singer.
Yeah.
I still maintain that Days of Future Past and Apocalypse are trash.
I thought you thought that Days of Future Past was just fun if you turn off your brain.
I'm soured on it. It was acceptable in the cinema, that kind of thing, where it's like where then you look back and it's like, actually that was no good. There was a lot of things in there that did not work.
Doesn't Kitty Pryde go so? She uses her powers so hard that she can time travel.
Yeah. So she
phases through time.
She phases Logan's mind through time.
How is she not like a godlike mutant at that point?
You'd think that she is astral projecting through multiple dimensions, the fucking multi-dimensional phasing. She's
doing an Assassin's Creed and finding people's ancestral DNA.
Yeah. So she
bloodlines or whatever it.
Yeah, so she can jump people's minds back into which it makes it is no way for it to be connected to her powers, she must be able to phase through literal dimensions of reality.
She should have been one of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, right? You'd think. But no, she's it's basically just so that they could have Logan be the one to go back, and they wanted to basically be narratively really efficient about it and not have to explain.
Logan's the main character of X-Men. He always has been.
Yeah, and he's money. So they sent money back through the portal.
They sent a stack of money with knives back.
Yeah, they sent money through the portal to the 1970s, and he just moneys about for a bit. There's a lot in there that's very confusing. Like Hank McCoy makes a serum that negates mutant powers, but also heals Charles Xavier's spine for a bit. Which also he gets addicted to that and is kind of drunk. So it's real fucking confusing and causes so many problems with the overall mythos of the series.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't get it at all, but
yeah, Logan's really good though.
Just going off of that sordid history.
Yeah, it kind of what I liked about it was it handpicks a few of the good things worth mentioning.
Specifically, the Statue of Liberty.
Yes, they acknowledge that Magneto's spinny thing on top of the Statue of Liberty that was canon.
That happened.
What was he doing? Was he trying to make people into mutants?
Yeah. He was using Rogue's power to. Actually, I have no idea how that was supposed to work. Yeah,
Rogue absorbs powers.
Yeah. So he put Rogue into a machine that was boom. And wait, no. Now I remember. It's real dumb, but I remember. So he gives her his power, and she does the spinny thing because it needs his power to do the spinny thing. But he would die if he was in it for that long, so he's sacrificing her to activate spinny thing.
What? No. But where does this mutant give power to
spinny thing?
But what is it?
Spinny thing. That's the whole thing. It's just spinny thing make mutant. Therefore, Magneto spinny thing.
Boy.
Yeah.
Boy. Bryan Singer. Boy. What?
2000. It was a simpler time.
Oh God.
Remember how that never gets brought up again? In the whole series,
and then
even when there's a mutant cure, you'd think that Magneto having this technology that makes mutants would be useful.
Oh, I'm really regretting remembering any of this.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that I remembered the actual usage of that because, yeah.
I'm actually quite impressed you remember that.
Yeah. That was a brain blast moment of just oh God, yeah.
I finally know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning.
The same thing that happens to everything else. I love that movie.
No, all you have to do is just tell them Magneto's plan, like, right, there's this spinny thing, right? And then, like, frogs just start setting on fire all around you.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, back to Logan.
Yeah.
Sick Statue of Liberty's canon. He was a weeaboo for a bit. That was
Yeah,
canon.
he's
got his sword.
Yeah, got his sword. Wolverine in itself was real confusing because like Professor X is alive, but at the beginning he's very much dead. Wolverine was in Asia because he ran away from X-Men after X-Men 3 was so bad.
He ran away from a whole film.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and he's real sad about it, and then gets a sword and his costume at the end of the movie, but never uses it.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, in this one, it's kind of a loose adaptation of Old Man Logan, which
not even remotely. No, because like Old Man Logan has like. There's so many things in that, like, because
it's like a post-apocalyptic future.
Well, it's post-apocalypse, and they're traveling in the spider car for a bit, and then there's the Fantastic Four's car in there, and the symbiote from Spider-Man infects Devil Dinosaur. Red Skull is in control of America, or at least a chunk of it. Like, there's so much stuff in there from the Marvel universe.
Yeah, and I said even, loose.
No, and even the main story is I guess you could say because it's Wolverine on a road trip, it's technically an adaptation, and he's older. But like that's the only elements that are the same. Like in the original, he's transporting an incest Hulk baby, and with blind Hulk Hawkeye they're traveling across America for a bit. But that's the chunk of it that's adapted, I guess, is the road trip.
Yeah, and for those of you who may not have seen it, as you might know, the adamantium in his body is finally catching up with him and it's killing him.
Yeah, it was a bit loose in the movie, like what was actually poisoning him. I don't think they ever said the words "the adamantium is poisoning you," but like
they imply it.
It's very heavily implied, and it's said in the comics quite a few times that the adamantium certainly slowed down his healing factor. That basically in the comics
it was compensating.
Yeah. So basically, the healing factor was the only thing that like a normal person, like even if they survived the implanting of it, the adamantium would basically be poisonous. And without the adamantium in his bones, his healing factor was way stronger. Yeah. So he's basically like
could get an arm back in minutes.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, like in the comics, because like. Where's the mask coming from, you know? Yeah. It's like that's where it's going from, like, okay, that's an adaptation to that's magic, you know? Like, but
I'm fine with maybe an arm, but from a cell.
From a cell.
Fuck off.
That's not even fuck no. That's go away. Maybe like if he had a cell, you could then culture it and like slowly over months of feeding it energy that it could grow back to him. Yeah. Even then, nah, not really.
The only time I've kind of been okay with like. With that sort of thing is in this anime, Rin, Daughters of Nemesis, this immortal woman, she falls through a jet turbine.
Wow.
And she basically just gets liquefied, and it takes her months to put her body back together. And after that, she has severe amnesia because her brain is still putting itself back together.
Yeah, obviously.
Like that's kind of as far as I'd go.
Yeah. So I mean, with the story of Logan, like so it starts out with him being in Mexico, which is basically the post-apocalypse. Where is the Trump wall? This is set in 2029. Where is the Trump wall?
InfoWars did say, "Is this an anti-Trump film?"
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Oh, the one of the villains is called Donald. I mean, it's not like he's a character that's existed for years.
Yeah, it's not like he's from the comics, and Logan is helping those poor children from Mexico, trying to get them across the border.
I mean, it's not like
just like Obama wanted all along.
I mean, it's not like the X-Men is a property that's existed since like the 60s and has always been like
very liberal and
an allegory for like gay rights and
minorities
and all that.
Yeah, no, it's some people would add politics to that. I think it's just convenient because when shit has gone wrong, you run to Mexico.
Yeah.
And shit apparently did go wrong because Professor X has Alzheimer's and is having seizures that kill everyone.
Yeah. And they're stuck in this rundown old what is it, like a farm or a mill or something?
Yeah, like an old farm, and Patrick Stewart is swearing at everything in a silo.
swearing at a silo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got Caliban, played by Stephen Merchant.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. I thought that Caliban is the one that they chose to... Because I can understand why they went for it plot-wise, because Caliban is the mutant who can track other mutants.
Yeah.
And, like, that ends up being important later on. It's a bit weird considering he's never been a character in the series up to this point, and then suddenly... obviously there's been this time jump, so clearly there's time for him to have gotten involved with them, but especially since he's in X-Men Apocalypse, and I guess in his 20s or 30s set in the 80s, and this is set literally 50 years later.
I really don't count like the previous films as canon. Like I said, they pick out what they need.
I'm just saying, like, they clearly don't care at all for
which is
continuity.
good, because that continuity is so fucked.
Oh yeah. It's another reason why they should just stop after this. But yeah, so yeah, the story starts. They're in Mexico. Professor X is getting these seizures. Wolverine's working as a
limo driver, trying to save up money for medication.
I was trying to think if he was an Uber driver for a bit, but yeah, he's a limo driver.
No. Even like hard on his like I'm slowly dying Wolverine has more standards than Uber driver.
Because I just like the idea of Wolverine is coming to your location.
Wolverine will be your Uber tonight.
Would you like to tip Wolverine? I'd really recommend it. He's got claws. He'll fuck you up, buddy.
Tip Wolverine? No thanks. You'll tip Wolverine.
Yeah, it just says,
if you know what's good for you.
I'm just gonna move $5 from your bank account into Wolverine's, because you should really tip your Wolverines.
Always tip your Wolverines on the way out.
Yeah, so
he's saving up money for a boat so they can get out of that shithole, and
and he's stealing drugs for himself and for Professor X, obviously. So he's
it's a fuck way to live.
It's a tough situation, and even Caliban saying, like, look, I know that you're not going to take me with you. You don't fucking care about me. Like, you're just getting this boat thing together, and then you're leaving. But things go awry when a Mexican woman comes to him saying, I've got this child. I'll pay you money.
Pay you mad cash.
Yeah, please go to this location with her, and things go from there. Is the little girl important? Yeah, she's X-23. So, she's his clone daughter character thing. Yeah. And she's got those little claws. Got two on her hands.
The two claws.
2 claws on her hands and one on each foot. The explanation for that, I still maintain, is real dumb.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing with that. Was he like trying to say it's like it, or?
Yeah, so Professor X, to explain why X-23 is a bit different to Wolverine, and instead of having 3 claws, she has 2 on hands, 1 on foot, is, Logan, it's like lions. The females of those species have defensive claws on their feet, so it's like that. It's like, you didn't fucking need to explain it, dude. This is all wacky.
I feel like they could have cut that out entirely, because like it makes sense. I think it's a good idea having them down there, because. Remember Joker's little knife shoes?
Yeah, knife shoes are
fucking
cool.
Good idea.
Yeah, knife shoes are cool, and I approve of knife shoes.
Yeah, you could just cut that scene out.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but whatever.
Apart from that, I mean, like, they also the explanation of her having adamantium is a little. We were debating for a while if she had adamantium coating her whole skeleton, because if that was the case, her bones would crack beneath it, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
Considering she's still growing. But but I mean, that's all semantics. She kicks ass. She's real cool. She jumps. Awesome. She does a flippy jump and slices guys up.
She's not a shit kid. It's
she's real good.
Yeah. There were a few shots towards the beginning where it looks a little
wireworky, like a little
this not so much that when she's crawling on people she looks the bugs from Stormtroopers 1 Starship Troopers,
little rubbery
but the rest of it actually looks really good.
There's a lot of and like even when it feels like the graphics aren't good or the wirework's a bit weird, it all feels like very weighty, and she jumps, it feels like that is literally a kid jumping up and then stabbing like people.
There's so many like parts in that. You were sitting next to me, there was so many parts that was like oh,
Yeah.
like, there's so many like just bits where like that would fucking hurt.
Yeah,
if
but-
you lived through that.
Well, that's the feeling you get a lot in that movie, is that it's like, because I mean, up until now, it's just been
I don't know if it's because a lot of it's been PG-13. Like it's like, oh no, these lethal claws. It's non-lethal slices. I don't know if it's that or if it really is.
I mean,
like,
Logan has flat up killed people like that, but it's always been bloodless. Like it's all been very like, and, like
my stomach.
yeah, or like even stabbed him in the head, but they've got a helmet so you couldn't see it. So,
Yeah.
but like this stuff is like right through the brain. Like you see the blood fly, you see eyes pop out. Shit gets gross. Like and good. It's like that's what we want. It's a 15 here though. Like it's not even 18.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, yeah, we are way less pussy about this than America.
I honestly thought it was an 18 for some of the stuff. That
Yeah,
I
you'd
was
think,
seeing.
right?
Like,
Especially with Patrick Stewart. Oh, fuck off, Logan.
oh god, some of it just looking at it was like, oh god, that must be what it feels like to like for someone to drop you back first onto the corner of a table or something.
Yeah, some really intense stuff. I mean, like in the first even the first couple of minutes of it, I mean, Logan, like someone's trying to jack his ride, and like and he just drunkenly like. And also, like, the fact that he's old and, like, has scars and is a bit slower, like, that also makes it a lot more intense than Berserker Wolverine.
He just can't, like, shake it off. It makes it far more compelling because he's not indestructible.
This is something I think a lot of people have misunderstood about badass characters, is, like, Wolverine has been popular for a long time because people think, oh, it's cool, he can just regenerate, so he doesn't have to even think about it. He's, like, no, that is, like, immediately boring.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're 13, that's like that power fantasy shit like wears off real quick, and then you're just like left with, oh, there's no tension there. But when he's like he is like out of breath, he's like stabbing at things, and he's like
his claws can't even come out properly.
Yeah, he's like having to like maneuver his claws out of the holes. It's like,
and then pull them out with his hands, which is painful.
Yeah, and you can feel like he's trying to pull, like he's trying to set a bone back into place. Like it's fucking rough, and like that's where you're feeling like you're invested.
Yeah.
Like you think, even if you're aware that he'll probably live for most of it, but then you're still thinking, ow,
he feels this way more.
You feel like those, like for all his shit in the first movie, like it hurts every time when the claws come out. It's like, you don't think about it.
It feels more earned here.
It feels way more earned.
Yeah. And like there's a great part where because there's a bad guy looking for Donald is looking for Donald Trump is looking for X-23.
Yeah,
probably so he can grab by the pussy.
Yeah,
in typical Trump fashion.
Yeah, no, I didn't need that, but yeah, I can see it now.
I'm sorry, internet.
Yeah,
but that's just Trump.
It is Trump. But...
Yeah, Donald is looking for X-23, so he sends his men over because they put it together pretty quick. Like, dude, you're hiding Xavier over there.
Yeah,
you're not fooling anyone. Just
it's like I like their statement that Professor X's brain is considered a weapon of mass destruction,
and it has Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
and it has seizures regularly, which that's.
I mean, it would be at that point because we see the effects of it later on, and it's pretty brutal. Like he could literally kill. He could kill a building.
Yeah, he could. But yeah, they go to their estate, and they're like, right, we got to get out of here quick. And what a scene I love, where they're like, oh, we're just gonna ram through this fence and we'll drive off, and it doesn't work. And I cannot tell you the last time that has happened.
I know. I said this in the cinema when we were watching. It's like, yeah, that's what would happen.
Yeah, and
fences block shit. They're
dug into the ground. They're not like plopped on top of the ground.
Yeah, like even when you ram straight into it with a truck, it's like it will drag along.
Yeah,
like you don't just drive over it. That would miss the point of a fence.
Yeah, and then that's where it gets interesting because his plan changes and he uses it as a weapon because it's got barbed wire on the top.
Yeah, that was another brutal thing where it's like, oh,
like
shit,
this guy's getting dragged along, and then he ends up just like swinging him into another car and splatters him apart.
Oh yeah, it's full on. It's a good scene there.
Yeah,
and I like how while they're not so afraid of Wolverine because they're aware that he's like a bit out of his prime, they are fucking terrified of that little girl.
She's in her prime, and it's their captors trying to get her back.
I mean, they've not spoiling much, but like they are aware that she has been trained like to kill. Like she knows how to kill. And
Yeah,
it's, like,
she hasn't had a childhood either.
yeah, so she's and like he's saying, don't even bother shooting her. She'll heal and she will fuck you up. Like he is telling them not to do anything.
Yeah.
Like that's it's a really really great scene. And yeah, for the rest of the movie from there is pretty much just a road trip with those three.
An emotional, ruinous road trip.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually crying a couple of times in that film.
Yeah. I mean, it really pushes on the family aspect of it, like how Professor X is this surrogate father for Wolverine.
Yeah, and even if he like denies it.
Yeah, and Wolverine is like and there's a lot of pathos, like they've they're reminiscing on the fact that so much has been lost up to this point. Like Logan just feels so defeated because no new mutants have been born in like 15 years, and like they're aware that they're a dying breed, and it's this just like end of days kind of shit where they're all huddling together around.
They've pretty much either died out or been genocided, and it's fucking sad.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's implied that Professor X had a hand in that, basically.
Yeah,
like, that he killed a good chunk of the school, maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of a twist, isn't it?
I've heard later on that I've heard people say that it was just 7 mutants like that he killed, implying that it's just the main X-Men. But I don't know, like I feel like they never say that in the movie, and the headcanon I had was like he like nuked New York, basically. Like he killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
And basically had to just get out of there. Like that's the way I interpret it.
It's a cool headcanon.
Yeah. It's
sad but cool headcanon.
Yeah. But I mean everything after that, like should we go into spoilers after this?
Yeah, we'll go into spoilers.
Yeah. So like just overall thoughts of it. Like, would you say best X-Men film?
Of the ones I've seen, a spinny thing, and from what I remember of X2 and half of First Class, yes, it's the best.
Yeah. Okay, that's a fair run of it.
But I mean, I don't know. Like, there's a very small amount of X-Men films that people still to this day say are good.
Yeah, it fluctuates a little bit. Some people say that X2 is like, oh no, it's still the best. It's still good. It's still good, and it's like, it's good, but like in modern superhero film terms, not so much. But yeah, I mean, having seen all of them, I'd say it's definitely I'd say it's the best film out of them. It's the best X-Men film. Like I may have certain dumb nerdy preferences where I say no, I want the one where the man flies by screaming at the ground, but that's because I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me.
Don't worry, we won't.
Yeah, so yeah, great movie. So yeah, let's go into spoilers.
Yeah,
that clone, eh?
I'm you, but Loganer. I'm Logan 2, the Loganing.
Yeah. I'm the huge jacked man that made it.
We've made huge jacked man to fight Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
who will win?
Yeah. Yeah. What did you think of that? Like, it's an interesting twist midway through. Yeah. Basically, like, they've made the X-24 as that they like. Right. We realized that breeding children to be murderers was a bad deal, so we basically just cloned Hugh. So we just got another Hugh Jackman in.
It's logical, I suppose, as far as evil science goes.
Yeah, as far as evil comic movie science goes, I guess it makes sense. It felt a little left field to me, like just suddenly there's another.
Yeah, it was, and then suddenly Logan.
And then
here. And then Logan 2 was here.
Yeah,
to fight the Logarino.
Yeah, it's I mean, I was expecting Sabretooth, like a brainwashed Sabretooth. Or something like that.
A wicked old Sabretooth.
Yeah, maybe like basically like an old Sabretooth, but they maybe cybernetics him up because obviously all the Ravagers, the guys hunting them, have robot arms and stuff, and like I was thinking like cyborg Sabretooth maybe, like that would have made it.
Yeah.
But then I guess you would have had to recap to everyone who didn't see Origins Wolverine. That his whole history with Wolverine, and like it was a lot of backstory that would have gotten there in the way. I guess like everyone understands. Oh right, it's Hugh Jackman with a buzz cut. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's, and him just like stabbing Professor X like right in the middle of an emotional scene.
That was a really great.
That was a gut punch moment.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking that and you said that you thought initially it was just him putting him out of his misery kind of thing. Yeah.
Because it's like he's just too dangerous.
Yeah, which seemed like it was going that way for a little bit because with all the suggestions towards it, like that he was going to take him out on the boat and then.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what his plan was from there, but it would seem like
that's fucking dark if he took him out to the middle of the sea, like, oh, we're fine. Kind of like a Of Mice and Men moment, where it's like, oh yeah, think about all the nice days we could have.
Well, I mean, like, because what else could he do? Because he'd have to get the drugs to keep him from. Because, like, I mean, even if Wolverine's the only one there, he's still going to like. Professor X is still going to have the seizures.
Yeah.
So he'd still need to supply the drugs if he was going to be out there for any period of time. And like he was bringing the adamantium bullet saying, I'm straight up going to blow my brains out at the end of this.
Yeah.
So it seemed like he was very much just saying, okay, I'll bring a bullet for him, bullet for me. And just like, it'll be a nice time out on the sea.
God, that's fucking bleak.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, like, because, that's his plan. It's pretty much just like, fuck Caliban, fuck everyone here. I'm going to go right in the middle of the ocean. It's going to be a nice time. And then...
Logan! What are you doing, mate? Logan!
No, Logan.
That was my favourite teacup, Logan.
Yeah. Oh, Stephen Merchant. Never the winner.
Always feeding off of Ricky Gervais's scraps. That's how it should be.
Yeah. That's how it's always going to be.
But yeah, they help out a nice all-American family.
See how that gets them anything?
Yeah, it kind of.
You helping out a minority family? Well, Dawn's gonna come in and wreck all that up for you.
Yeah. Donald comes in and wrecks shop.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a bit where they hide out in Las Vegas.
Yeah, in Las Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah. They hide out there, and shit gets fucked, and you see what happens when he doesn't take his pills to.
Yeah,
chill him out.
That is a bleak situation.
Jesus, it's.
Not... I mean, it makes you kind of side with the bad guys for a little bit there. I mean, obviously not the the child abduction and soldiers and shit, but just like you should probably take out Professor X. This is not a tenable situation.
Yeah.
Like I don't like even if you had him alone in like a isolated facility, just like his brain is like the man's 90 as well, so like he's had a life. Like at this point, he probably wants to die. Like it's but yeah, that scene, yeah, that they see we get to see him just nearly nuke a whole building worth of people. And then. From there, it doesn't go. Yeah, it goes straight to the family.
Like they wheel him out first, and Patrick Stewart is just crying his eyes out.
Oh god, that was so tragic.
It's bad enough seeing old people getting sad and crying, but then to like see Patrick Stewart do it, it was oh my god.
Patrick Stewart crying as he realizes he nearly killed everyone.
He's just like apologizing to all these people who are in agonizing pain on the floor.
Yeah, like they couldn't.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and Patrick Stewart, I mean, he's one hell of an actor.
Yeah.
So, like, and just hit the realization that he gets of that. Yeah. Oh, I killed a lot of people.
Yeah,
and
he's really selling.
He realizes why. Because I mean, it's a little dark at the beginning because it's implied that Logan's practically imprisoning him. Perhaps
because he doesn't even know what the hell to do.
Yeah,
it's an extraordinary situation.
Yeah, like he's bored. I mean, like what else has he got to do in there? Like Caliban's. Yeah, I mean, you just got Stephen Merchant. And to be fair, Stephen Merchant on hand to entertain you isn't too bad. But like,
ladies.
But maybe I don't know. Maybe Patrick Stewart just gets to throw shade at him, just like bring out Ricky Gervais.
He's more popular than you in America.
Yeah, just literally throw a cup at Caliban every now and then. Like that's all he's got to do for fun.
Probably.
Yeah, but then you realize, oh shit, this is necessary. This is like keeping the world safe at this point.
It's bleak.
Yeah, very bleak. And
so they shit gets fucked at the farmhouse. They fight the other Logan for a bit.
Yeah, and pin him to a rock. Like just you stay there.
They managed to get out, and then they managed to get away because obviously this is
just
like,
Professor X.
Yeah, and it's fucking hell. Yeah, that scene where he's trying to like say like, oh, at least I could bury you somewhere nice. There's water. He can't even say there's.
He's got nothing for it. Like
I know.
Like he's just so gone at this point. Like he knew he was gonna obviously he knew that Professor X was going to die soon, either from age or from bullet to the head, whatever it was.
Yeah, but like the fact that it was almost like it just feels worse for him because it was unfair.
Yeah.
What even it happened to him, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't at least this is at least for the better good. He was just killed.
Yeah, it was just out of nowhere. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then it leads to one of the many times Logan falls asleep and ends up in a place he doesn't recognize.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
That happens at least 3 times. I counted 3. Like he's like many times has he fallen asleep.
It's just after Hugh Jackman finally loses his last fuck. He beats up a car.
Yeah.
And then he passes out, as Hugh Jackman is wont to do.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up a small town doctor.
Yeah, he gets a doctor, and then it's like, oh, you should go to the hospital, something's poisoning you. It's like, yeah, I've got metal bones, so that's what's doing that.
They crammed metal inside me.
Yeah. I'm the Terminator under this. That's what's killing me. I'm a dead franchise, that's what's killing me.
Well, yeah, if you had that inside you, no wonder it'd fucking kill you, even if you're immortal.
They just won't stop making them.
So yeah, they travel for a bit more, and because they're trying to get to this place that's this safe haven. What is it called?
Yeah, I forget them, but it's and they show it in one of the X-Men comics that's in the universe. What did you think of that as a device for like where they've got X-Men comics exist in this universe?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I like the idea. There was one suggestion that X-Men 1 happened, and then the world knew about X-Men, and the rest of the stuff that happens is stories that were told in the comics.
Yeah, like the rest of their like endeavors are quite mundane, and like, oh, they helped people out of a burning building, that sort of stuff. But then because people had their imaginations ran wild.
I mean, this is imagined by people who only half remember the first one, I'm sure. Because if they really remember the first one, they'd remember Magneto spinny thing.
Yeah, they'd remember Waterman guy who sort of...
Oh yeah,
remember that guy?
Yeah, they remember. Yeah,
doesn't he just like burst into water?
He does. He does. He bubble bursts into.
I can't even fucking remember why.
Because he couldn't handle the mutant power.
Yeah,
he was.
That's right.
Yeah.
They made him into a mutant.
Yeah, with spinny thing, and therefore mutant.
Yeah,
and then he watered for a bit, and then
bang.
Yeah, then he.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the gritty, realistic one, and the rest of them are weird and dumb comic book stories. That's that's the theory.
Mm.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, shit got weird. But yeah, so like, yeah, the comics have this plot point of there's this location we all need to get to. What did you think of Logan? Being quite skeptical of that because like I thought it was pretty obvious. Oh, they're using that because it's a code that they all know. Like there's this this location that they all understand is where they need to head to.
I think it kind of works because at this point Wolverine is just done with anything. So even when there is something that could be like salvation, he's just so far beyond the point of caring. He's almost self-destructive.
Yeah.
So he's willing to just push away any kind of evidence because he just wants to shut out the world at this point.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. He just falls asleep and his daughter just drives for him. It's just like,
it doesn't matter.
Fucking move over. I'm driving.
I don't care. I'll fall asleep and I'll probably end up there, I guess.
Yeah. She drives from like Nevada to fucking like Maine.
Yeah,
like a 3-day drive. Like
they didn't stop for gas.
They didn't. Yeah, they couldn't have because she didn't have any money.
At best, they had like a spare tank in the back.
Yeah, if that. Like so, wow. It's. I mean, that's a long drive. Like,
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they had to get there for the rendezvous point. So I want to say at least a day, like at least a full day and a half, 2 days driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. God damn, dude! And then he falls asleep again, and they give him a little shave to give him the classic mutton chops.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. In this
I mean,
film.
considering literally done by a child, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and they show that formula that they give.
Yeah.
The children to make them all
to make
amped up.
To make them heal and be
which is
super angry,
which is dangerous in large quantities. They state, but if you use it sparingly, it's fine.
Yeah, it was an interesting idea. I guess it's so that they could have Berserker Wolverine in this one because like I mean everything up to that point just kind of suggested he's not got the energy for anything like that. And that healing doesn't quite work the way it used to. So like they had to have something like that to for him to have. Even then, he doesn't really win, like, against the younger clone. Like, he still needs the help from the kids.
Yeah, because it gets to the point where he gets the rendezvous point, and they're gonna make a sprint to try and get to the safe zone, because the rendezvous point is like just a stone's throw away.
Canada.
Yeah,
it's just a Canada away.
Yeah, it's a Canada throw away from the actual safe point they need to get to.
A very polite throw away.
Yeah. And Wolverine sees that. What was the company called?
Goddamn evil companies.
Yeah, they're kind of interchangeable.
Yeah. So
he sees the
Intergen. Was that it?
I think so.
Yeah.
He sees that they're on their way to collect the child mutants.
Yeah, and he just wrecks shop. Like, he jumps in and just wrecks shop.
He gets the car and then he runs. He runs so fucking much.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, they're all the way over there, like, several miles, and it's like, I can meet it.
in this small truck.
Yeah.
While they've got like they've got like marauders.
So I'm pretty sure he runs. Like, he gets there. Like,
no, they still have the truck outside. Because this.
Because I swear he arrived on foot.
No, like I believe what happens is because you can see the forest from where they are, but it's still a distance, and they still have the truck there.
Right.
So I believe he drives it to where he can't drive anymore.
Okay, yeah.
And then he still runs a good distance.
Yeah, because it's into the forest.
Yeah, and he runs in with because the children offer him the formula, he rejects it. And, and then he realizes he's not going to be able to do this without a kick. And like Calaxium crystals, it's a very fleeting but powerful high.
Yeah.
So he juices up.
Yeah.
And then
remember, kids, do drugs. It gets you places.
He fucking annihilates them.
Yeah, all the humans, and then he has to fight the true demon himself.
He has to. Yeah. He's doing fine until Logan 2 shows up.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, me. I hate that guy.
It's like fighting a fucking mirror here.
Yeah. I really wanted the. But which one's the real one?
Oh my god, if they did that.
Oh, it wouldn't have worked at all. Like, he's super old, but come on, gimme.
Yeah. So he rocks in, and man, Donald. That's a fuck way to die.
Yeah, isn't it though?
Yeah, a bunch. They're all being held. They've all pretty much been captured.
Killed by a bunch of children.
Yeah, Donald gets hit in the leg by X-23, and then a bunch of kids with lots of different powers just do all their powers at once.
Yeah,
they just like grow shit on him and freeze him and heat him, and
they gross him up real good. They
cut him up with lots of tree stuffs.
Yeah,
it's oh no,
it's gross. Yeah,
he gets destroyed.
Yeah, those kids' powers are freaky. Seeing like
used in realistic ways, like freezing a guy's arm and then just smashing it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the kind of stuff where it's like in the previous X-Men movies, they would have just frozen the arm, and maybe like off screen, like it would have been like broken.
All of him.
Yeah. They just freeze him, and it's like, he's fine, or
he'll fall.
He'll live. I mean, he won't live well, but yeah. In the previous ones, it was much more tame. This one is like, yeah, that's what would happen.
Yeah. So yeah, then the last fight is with Logan 2, and most of it is just Logan getting the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah. He's getting
he gets the absolute shit beaten out of him.
Well, no shit. I mean, like, it's him in his prime. Like, there's nothing for tactics here. It's slice and dice, and it's all the way in. Like, he
drops a truck on him and he walks it off. Yeah, Logan 2.
Well, I guess because he also has bone claws, so he doesn't have the adamantium in him. Yeah. I'm guessing that means that he's got the full healing factor.
True that.
Although, oh no, does he have adamantium in him? Because like.
I think he does have adamantium.
Yeah, because he needs the adamantium bullet to get into him. So like
yes, because they established that in this version, unlike in the other ones,
in the Origins one, it won't kill him, but it will take away his memory. They say that.
Yeah, the bullet goes in and just sucks up some memories.
Oh no! It just rattles his brain real good. Like it hit.
No. They shoot the bullet in, and the bullet gets all these injectors out, and it sucks in memories. And
No,
then
I'm
leaves his
thinking
brain.
little hands grabbing all the memories.
Yeah. No, they're just gonna come in here and steal these things. It's such office
These are all
items
mine.
here.
These are all mine.
Okay, we've got a few childhood memories. That's 17 and a half Brett balls.
Yeah, Steely the bullet. That's,
Yeah, we got this steely bullet.
yeah. Oh, it works. But no, in this one, it just fucks your head off real good. Like his head's gone.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Where, an adamantium bullet is the one thing that can just pierce through and properly kill you.
Yeah, and I like the idea that if you're missing half a brain, it's gone.
Yes.
Like, you're not getting that back.
Because surely you'd need your brain to be like, oh, I've got to heal a damaged finger or something.
I don't know if it's necessarily that, but I think like with the rest of it, it's all stuff that would have been pre-programmed from an embryo. Like growing, like an arm is an arm. It's not. There's no memory to it. Like you obviously wouldn't regrow scars on an arm. So like a brain is obviously the brain is only going to have the memories that are there since birth. So like that wouldn't regrow. Like you wouldn't have a stored memory of how the brain was meant to be.
I'm saying in the sense of your brain is essentially the hub of your nervous system and your nerves and all that, and like it's gone. So how is it gonna think? Oh, I better heal this.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not got any control over it. So yeah, he's if he's alive, it's alive in big quotation marks where like
he's potatoed.
He's whatever the equivalent of alive there is. But that was pretty intense, and then super sad funeral.
Yeah, because basically what happens is after the other Logan picks up our Logan and slams him on the stub of a tree.
Yeah,
and
like,
he's not healing from that.
He ain't coming back.
Yeah.
No.
So X-23 uses that bullet.
Yeah.
Blows other Logan's brains out, and then it's oh god, I was crying.
Yeah,
I was crying.
I heard something suggested that makes that scene even sadder. In The Wolverine, he gets a prophecy from a woman who can see the future, saying you die holding your heart in your hands. Now that's a reference in the original. Now in Wolverine, that's a reference to a scene that happens in the Wolverine where he's holding his heart in his hands. He's having to get this thing off of it, but it's way sadder thinking about that as being his daughter.
Yeah, that is way sadder.
Yeah,
and at the end, after a whole lot of him basically saying she's a little shit, he starts calling her like sweetheart and like basically addressing her as his daughter. Yeah,
and she calls him daddy.
I know, like, it fucking hurts. It really hurts. It really hurts to watch.
Yeah, and then she gives the speech from the cowboy movie she saw earlier. About no more guns in the valley, and it's like I
know. At that point, like the film was just like. It was dragging you along by your feet, and it was just doing extra laps at this point.
Yeah, and then
it's like, we could go through some broken glass. No, I've had enough. We'll go through some broken glass.
Yeah, and then she puts the X.
How did you feel about that?
Put the cross as the X.
Yeah.
In a way, it feels a little cliche, but it also felt like that's the only way that this could have ended.
Yeah,
you know that sort of thing where it's like. Oh, like when we look back at it, like that's the iconic way that you would deal with Logan's death, and the fact that it hasn't been done before, like it feels like that. That's right. So
I was fine with that.
Yeah, it feels like it's a good way to send him off. No more though, okay? Don't fucking bring him back. I don't care. I don't care if it's set in the 90s. I don't care if it's an alternate timeline. Fucking, it's done. Okay, Logan is over.
I would take it as a personal offense if they
did more. Same with Professor X.
Yeah.
Like
Patrick Stewart said he was really happy with the way they finished this.
Yeah,
character.
like McAvoy can come back, I guess, but like really, I just want it to be the end of that X-Men universe. Like Deadpool can do whatever because I don't think he's really part of any mainline stuff.
Just focus on some other stuff for now and then reboot it in 5 years.
Yeah, what do you think of the idea that they're going to be doing a New Mutants movie, which is basically the kids grown up?
To keep Bryan Singer the fuck away from it because he's not the only director in the world.
Yeah, that's something, but I think like
and don't attach it to their continuity.
Well, no, they're saying like as in a direct sequel to that. I don't know if I care for that.
New Mutants from Logan or
the New Mutants from like the kids, them grown up.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. No, I think it should just be over at this point. The X-Men franchise, as we've explained in detail, is very fucked up continuity-wise. It's so confusing. Characters are dead, then they're not. Their age changes constantly. People are born like in 2 different time zones.
Kevin Bacon's in the past.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon's there. He's then he's then he dies, and like he was the original Magneto helmet dumb guy, and
he was original bucket helmet.
Yeah, original bucket helmet guy, and then it's all very Kevin Bacon confusing.
Yeah, it's all very Kevin Bacon. But yeah, Logan, really awesome film.
Yeah, definitely worth a watch.
He's finally here to make some noise.
Yeah, Donkey Kong.
DK!
Donkey Kong Skull Country.
Or as some plebeians call it, Kong Skull Island.
If you want, I guess.
Yeah, if you're a pussy.
Yeah. Good B movie. Good dumb B movie.
I don't have a lot to say about it because it was dumb and it knew it, and I enjoyed myself, and that's it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's I've seen a lot of people complaining, "Oh no, it's so dumb and I don't like it because the characters are bad and the story's bad."
What the
fuck did you walk in the door for?
When they tried to do more with the characters, we got Godzilla 2014.
Yeah, exactly.
They killed off the most interesting character, and then they tried to have a character who had no development ride it for the rest of the film. And
yeah,
what did you want?
Yeah, that one tried to be like, oh, what does this all mean? This is it's a natural disaster metaphor. Oh no, we need to help these people. Oh no, we need to let nature play its course. No, this is giant monkey man in first 20 minutes throws a tree at the helicopters. He punches the helicopters. He's right at it. He's punching lizard things.
He's doing so much punching.
He's
gorilla punches.
He's roaring at stuff. He's the big man in town, and like then he goes away for a bit, and you're thinking, oh no, is he gonna be gone for the rest of the movie? Fuck no, he ain't. He's back right in the middle of it. Like he's there just for you to look up at him in awe, and he's there all the time. It's action all the time. There's giant spiders. It's got everything. It's good.
Yeah. They made a good choice of having it just be characters in a fantastical situation and playing off of that, as opposed to making the characters more of the focus.
Yeah, none of the characters really mattered. Like Tom Hiddleston's. He doesn't need to be there at the end of the day because they meet John C. Reilly, and he's really the one who tracks around the island for them. But
I'm still not sure if his jacket is a reference to Akira or to his Adult Swim.
I'm thinking Adult Swim.
I'm
thinking Adult Swim.
Logically, I'm saying it's more likely Akira because the guy who made it likes Metal Gear Solid, and Metal Gear Solid takes some like little bits of inspiration from Akira in places, or Kojima's a big fan of Akira, so I'm thinking maybe of that spectrum, but I would like to think it's that bit of that Adult Swim where it says good for your health.
Yeah, no, that's what it is.
I did like that that they got stuck there at the beginning of the film.
John C. Reilly plays a World War II pilot who's trapped on the island for 30 years.
So then he's in a complete vacuum, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what you guys were doing? Oh yeah, we put a man on the moon. You just left him there? You left him there?
What's he been eating? Spam?" Yeah, there's a few jokes in there that are hits and misses, I think. But overall, I think the dialogue that felt sort of like jokes but wasn't quite funny also worked just as dialogue, so I didn't mind it as much. There's some films like aim for jokes and it's like that didn't work at all as dialogue, and it just feels cringy. But this it all felt like it worked.
Yeah, they also did the that they sort of touched on it, but they didn't really go into it with the whole Beauty killed the Beast bit.
Yeah, there's no real romance stuff in it, which I'm glad. Like we didn't need Kong picking up the woman and going up the side of a cliff to look like the Empire State Building. None of that shit. It's like we didn't need planes trying to shoot him down and like, oh no, he's innocent. Like this one is like, no, he fights monsters. He's a cool guy. Like
he's just cool with what that lady who takes war photography because she was very not hostile.
Yeah, literally that's his only. Well, I think it was more just because she's human and like not pointing a gun at him. So like the only ones he has a problem with are basically people who are directly threatening him.
And in this one, on Skull Kong Island, he's a force of nature.
Well, yeah, he's God there. Like they say several points, like they worship him as a god.
Yeah, because he's basically he's what some would call the big cock on the block.
Yeah, he very much is.
Yeah, there used to be a whole species of him, but they got wiped out by the Skullcrawlers. But this particular Kong is the most Kong of all the Kongs.
I did wonder about the size of the island, because he seemed to be able to walk across the island like in minutes, like because he follows them without like he seems to be in a lot of different, like he's able to catch up with both groups.
Yeah.
And like their days walk apart. So it does make me wonder like how big the island is. Like most of their trouble traversing it seems to be more just terrain than actual size. So like it did make me wonder like how, like if there's a lot of Kongs, like how big that. I mean, I'm a nerd. I'm going way too much into semantics here, but like
just to remember, there's a whole level underground where all the Skullcrawlers live.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. Yeah, like if they were able to use that space of it too, then that would also change it. But yeah, it's lots of giant. What did you think of the diversity of giant monsters?
It was good. I like the giant diversity. I thought they were just going to stick with giant dinosaurs and leave it at that. But I liked that there was a. That's a really clever idea with the spider. It's like its legs had evolved to look like bamboo shoots.
Yeah, that was real clever.
Yeah.
It was interesting that it has a full-on reference to Cannibal Holocaust in there.
Oh yeah, where it comes right down through his throat.
Yeah, that was like fucking hell. Like that was not expected.
Yeah, though in Cannibal Holocaust the pipe goes up her ass.
Yeah, I know.
He was like,
I'm aware.
we are all aware.
Yeah, we didn't need that.
Yeah.
So it was fine with the giant spider just going through the mouth, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that is also a fuck way to die.
Yeah, it is indeed. The giant monsters. I feel like there maybe could have been a few more ones.
Yeah,
like
there could have been.
Like there could have been.
I like that. Essentially, a giant stick insect.
Yeah.
It was a log.
It's a peaceful thing.
Yeah.
There were a few more peaceful animals than monsters, I think.
There was giant bison with radical horns.
Yeah, I was wondering like the biodiversity of that island, like exactly how certain things were meant, because I mean in the original, or in the King Kong from 2004,
P. Jackson's.
Yeah, that one it's mainly just normal, apart from some giant insects and dinosaurs and giant Kong, basically.
I believe they had a few ideas that didn't get in, like there was supposed to be a giant piranha scene.
Yeah, you can see that, but basically just like some bigger variants of insects which have already existed on the planet before.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs obviously have existed before, and the only exceptional thing was Kong, whereas this one felt like they were going for a lot more original designs, obviously with the skull crawlers and everything. I don't know, like the skull crawlers, like they're a pretty cool design.
Yeah.
Pretty unique.
Yeah.
It's weird them dragging along on their tummy. Like...
Yeah. Have you seen Shin Godzilla? Have you seen his first form where he's still growing his arms and he's
no, I don't think I've seen that one.
Well, in Shin Godzilla, when he first like emerges, he's just kind of legs and he sort of travels along on his belly because his arms are still sort of growing, and people have like merged their designs, so the Skullcrawler wraps his tail around first form Shin Godzilla, so they've become one.
Clever.
But yeah, I like that they dragged it. It makes it a different it makes a dynamic to their fights, because like they can grab him with their tail, and then they can grab his arms, and then he's trying to like keep them away.
Yeah, it's a very different kind of fight to the obviously the Tyrannosaurus one from Pete Jackson once. So it's a bit of a different go at it, but it's. What did you think of the Vietnam aspect of it, like the era and everything?
I think that was a really good way to justify them going to the island, because they're hot off a war that they pretend that they won. Yeah,
and obviously Samuel L. Jackson wants to get back at the world, I guess. Like he's super angry that obviously Vietnam didn't end the way he wanted it. Like that's it's a very interesting way to go about it, because it's not an era we've really seen in that kind of space of things, for a long time, and like the focus on the whole Vietnam thing. Yeah, I thought that a lot of the soldiers were a bit too 2 days to retirement, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I was trying to think of like negatives with the film, and you know that guy who faces that Skullcrawler with the grenades.
Yeah.
I was like, that his sacrifice kind of seemed a little out of nowhere, but
Yeah, I don't think we need any spoiler warnings or anything on this. It's all just
I thought that's kind of a little out of nowhere, but I'm not really here for the characters or so much.
No, not at all. No, I mean, with that scene, I think it was like, yeah, I didn't give a shit about that guy's story, but like, how much would they have had to do to make me care about it? And like, it wouldn't have been worth it. Like, I'm not here for that fucking guy's story of like, him. Like, oh no, I need to know exactly why this guy would want to blow himself up.
Yeah,
like he just goes, no, leave me.
It goes pretty much how you'd expect, how it really would go. He goes in with grenades, like, I'm gonna fucking blow this guy, the skull crawler up right in its face, and it smacks him before he can let go of the safety things, and smart, then he blows up on the other side of the river.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sad twist of that. So.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. If I'm thinking of any other like major negatives that I can think of it, and I don't know, the pacing's a little weird in the middle, like when they're trying to get to the guy who has all the bombs on everything, because like we were saying, like, how fucking far away is that guy? Like, like, because they take days to get to him, and it's this whole question of like, wait, are they how long is it going to be? Are they going to stick around for it? It's a little weird in the middle, but other than that, no, it's pretty much just, and also the fact that there's a lot of characters on screen at any given time. It's kind of hard to remember them as anything other than Tom Hiddleston, Samuel L. Jackson.
Was that Chinese girl? Was she the same one from Independence Resurgence Detergents?
I don't know. I don't think they're not characters either way.
they have the same amount of personality.
Pretty much, yeah. There's
that guy who was what's the name? His assistant. Mm-hmm. You know, who am I thinking of?
What, the guy who's the Hollow Earth theory guy?
Yeah, Hollow Earth theory guy. Like, I forgot he was in the film at one point.
Yeah, literally, right? It's because there's two scientists who are following John Goodman around.
Yeah.
And they are pretty disposable.
Yes.
But
they survive.
They do survive, at the end. So it's this big question of just like, why are half these people here? I do like their bullshit science explanation of like, oh no, you don't get it. We have to drop bombs on this for their seismic charges. It's for science. You don't get it.
I kind of like the idea that they gave them the bullshit science reason, and the people hot off Vietnam are like, fuck it, we're not gonna ask questions. It's an excuse to drop napalm on something again. And then because it does go into it says like, we weren't really trying to map the place out. We were trying to flush something out.
It's I like their little presentation, their little PowerPoint that they got, and it's like, and the soldiers like, that guys, we're scientists now. We're dropping bombs on stuff.
It should have just been one slide, like, drop bombs on this island.
I wanted like real poorly drawn, just like
bombs here,
like child's drawing of just like a little cheesy like nuclear bomb kind of drawing.
Yeah.
Just like
Moe's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much else to say. That fight scene at the end is really rad, where there's some bits of old destroyed ships that barely made it in.
Yeah, the whole using the scenery thing. It's like, that's another thing about it, is the action's real creative. It's like, it goes the places you think it's gonna go, and you really enjoy it when it happens, because there's stuff that's just lying about where it's like, oh, I hope that happens, and it's right there.
Yeah, and it's very satisfying. And then obviously all we've got left to talk about is the stinger, I suppose.
Yeah, the stinger, and what this is all building up to, the Godzilla, King Kong 2020.
Yeah, because what we forgot to mention is that in this one they do state that Kong has still got some growing left to do.
Yeah, because he's basically like, they say they just all keep growing, and that Kong needs to keep growing, obviously, to face other monsters. So
yep.
It's because apparently what we're gonna get is Godzilla 2 in like a year or two, and then straight on to King Kong versus Godzilla. Now, considering they're both heroes? ? I'm thinking it's gonna be they punch for a bit, and then they're friends.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all I can think it has to be, and then they fight King Ghidorah, whoever.
Yeah, they show that there's King Ghidorah, Mothra, Were there any other ones?
Rodan.
Rodan, yeah, they showed that those are in the continuity. And isn't something with Pacific Rim still supposed to happen at some point?
They suggested, but nothing's been really confirmed.
I would be totally fine with them putting that in the same.
I guess, but Pacific Rim has its own load of baggage because like stuff's meant to happen like in their timeline.
Oh, that's true.
Like right around. I don't know if it's like in the 2020s, but like because if 2020 comes around and King Kong Godzilla, that's what comes out. It's meant to be around that point that their monsters start appearing. So it's,
yeah, and it's a totally new thing to them.
Yeah, and they don't suggest that there was ever a point where other monsters were around. So it's
like it was the rift or whatever.
Yeah, that brought it all through, and then like if they were
they never said there was Godzilla before that,
or King Kong, or that those were. Like, they never said, oh, we had our own monsters to fight them. They say, no, we went straight to giant robots.
I want to see it. I want to see King Kong, Godzilla, and Gypsy Danger all up in that.
It'd be cool, but I think it would be a lot of engineering to get that plot to work.
I know, it would, but just give me like test footage or something.
Don't
give me a plot. Give me a 7-minute thing. Like, if we could make this work.
Yeah, I can kind of see it, but yeah, basically what it's building up to is
rebooting the giant monster kaiju verse.
Yeah, and you know what? It's the only movie universe so far outside of Marvel that I felt like, yeah, all right, because I can see it.
Godzilla 2014, it was alright.
Yeah,
it had its problems, but it was.
It was sort of. I mean, not just for the city destruction. It was very much a Man of Steel, I think. Because it was this grim, dreary kind of start to a universe that the stuff coming after it. Okay, it didn't work for DC, but the theory is the stuff that comes after it is better.
Yeah, and Kong Skull Island was a much stronger outing.
Yeah, well, because it gave us what we wanted. You know, it showed us the fights. It showed us it didn't focus too much on the characters. It's a good cast, like really good cast. Tom Hiddleston, Samuel L. Jackson, John Goodman, like they're all good actors.
Good for your health is good.
Yeah, John C. Reilly, they're all good actors, but they aren't the focus.
Like, it was much better for it.
Yeah, and if they can keep doing that, I do wonder if, because it's going to be, I presume, set in 2020, so 50 years after this movie, what that's going to be like how big is Kong going to be exactly, and like because Godzilla's meant to be 300 feet tall, this Kong is meant to be 100 feet tall, roughly.
Well, remember, like, Godzilla's sort of naturally slouching.
True, but I'm wondering if he's going to get to be, like, on parity with him, like, if he's going to be that size, or if he's going to be, I can ride you into battle. I want to see ride into battle.
You want to see Godzilla ride King Kong into battle?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Go ahead, more power to you.
Yeah, no, I want to see King Kong wielding a sword of some kind, magic or otherwise, on King.
Picks up a building.
Oh yeah, picks up a building and then riding on Godzilla's back.
Yeah, no, I was thinking. I think it was Mr. Sunday or someone said it. How it doesn't really matter. It's not much of a fight. King Kong can swing about way faster. Godzilla's stronger.
Yeah.
But he's far slower.
He's slower, but he's got atomic breath. Like all he needs is one hit.
If he gets one hit in, that's it. He's over. He's finally made a monkey out of him.
Yeah, I will say it's way more of a fight than Batman v Superman, because like Batman v Superman is. I don't care how much prep that fight scene is. Just come on.
Yeah. He lets him slowly reload the grenade.
Yes, so slowly. But like this one, it's like it's two monsters. It's all over the field. It could be anything.
Yeah, it's anyone's game.
Yeah,
and even during the fight, he needs the Humman's help.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it's going to be fighting and how much of it, and if they do team up to fight against whatever the enemy is, if it's King Ghidorah or whatever, what that's going to be like. Because we had our joke theory of King Ghidorah being Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And all his three heads being
manufacturing conspiracies and
all conspiring against each other in some Starscream style betrayal.
They're all planning a Starscream coup on their own body.
Yeah,
and it just ends with them all cutting their own heads off.
I can see it, but I mean, if they don't have something like that, what are they gonna do? Like, turn on the humans?
I don't know.
I can get behind that. Like, the big triumphant win is like, they've been playing us the whole time. Fucking kill all the people.
Fuck knows.
Kill all the people. That's the victorious ending to this movie that I can get behind.
Just do something.
Yeah. No, I mean, all things considered, Kong Skull Island is, perfectly decent addition to this whole universe idea. And, I mean, I wasn't much one for Godzilla 2014, but this one has me on board.
Yeah, it's got it going in the right direction. I'm hoping is the same guy doing Godzilla 2?
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
I thought he was doing something else.
I think he did Rogue One, and now
I know he did Rogue One,
and
but...
now he's back onto it. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me, through the magic of editing.
He's not going to edit this.
I might. What?
Stop fucking lying.
I do good work on this podcast.
Director. Gadzuki 2's director.
Oh no, it's not the same guy.
Yeah, I had a feeling it wasn't the
Michael
same.
Dowdry. What's he done? Krampus. All right.
I think I heard people like that.
Yeah, all right, fine. It's a horror director. I can see it.
Yeah, play up the horror. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Godzilla playing up the horror. Yeah, do go for a Shin Godzilla sort of thing.
Yeah, no, all right, sure.
Yeah,
but the next one's meant to be Godzilla, King of the Monsters. So he's I'm guessing
he's establishing why he's King of the Monsters.
Yeah, he's gonna fight Mothra apparently.
I'm guessing they're gonna ditch the whole Mothra as the spirit of the Earth or whatever.
He's gonna beat the spirit up right into the ground.
He's gonna fucking kill Mother Nature and her crib.
Show her what's boss. And that's for global warming.
How could global warming be happening if it's snowing? You liar!
I'm gonna beat global warming back the only way I know how.
You go get him, Gadzuki.
Yeah.
He kills.
Seriously, more dumb. More dumb the better.
Yeah, it's the right direction to go
and I want a scientist explaining every step of it, specifically how he's fighting global warming.
You want Charlie Day there, just explaining his way out of some stuff.
Yeah, Charlie Day with his conspiracy wall, like.
I got a whole box full of pepper here.
No, you don't get it. It all makes sense.
So I went to him, I looked up to him, and I said, "There is no Pepe."
Yeah, all of that for Godzilla 2.
All of that and more.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to end the episode.
Yeah, that's a good point to end the Whatever Projector, King of Podcasts.
Yeah, that's the new tagline, King of Podcasts.
The greatest podcast ever. Yeah. No, it's not.
No, let's not lie to ourselves. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll catch
Get
you
out
next
here.
time.
Get out.